For months, astronomers assured us that 3 Atlas would be nothing more than a spectacular flyby. A dazzling but harmless interstellar visitor that would skim past Mars, leave behind a faint glowing trail, and then vanish into the blackness of deep space. A comet, a fragment, just another curiosity in the endless cosmic ocean. But the cosmos rarely does harmless without reason. And now James Webb, humanity's most advanced eye in the void, has just delivered data that flips that entire narrative upside down. The numbers have shifted. The trajectory is no longer stable. And for the first time, scientists are whispering the one thing no one wanted to hear. 3 Atlas might not just pass by. It might hit Mars. But this isn't only about a comet. This is about precision maneuvers, clock-like gas pulses, strange emissions, and an object that behaves less like a rock, and more like a spacecraft. The deeper you go into the data, the harder it becomes to explain away. 3 Atlas is not simply drifting. It's steering, adjusting, targeting. And Mars, the red planet, stands directly in its path. Whatever this thing is, it's not finished with our solar system. And now, humanity has no choice but to watch. When 3 Atlas was first spotted on July 1st, it looked like any other interstellar interloper. A faint blur, a glowing coma, a stranger moving too fast to belong here. It was traveling at a blistering 87 kilometers per second relative to the Sun, so fast that it could cross the Earth-Moon distance in under 80 minutes. But speed alone wasn't the shock. What stunned astronomers was its behavior. Natural comets behave in predictable ways. They fragment as they approach the inner solar system. Their velocity curves follow gravitational influence. Their outgassing creates chaotic but explainable jets. 3 Atlas didn't do any of this. Instead, it accelerated. Subtly at first, then consistently. Its course began tightening, shifting, correcting. Its coma doubled in brightness within weeks. And when Webb trained its deep field instruments on it, the story darkened even further. The telescope detected rhythmic pulses in its tail. Not chaotic outbursts from sublimating ice, but deliberate bursts, thrust-like maneuvers, repeating every 17 minutes with machine-like precision. To put that into context, no known comet has ever displayed this kind of mechanical regularity. It wasn't random. It was patterned. A signal, a rhythm, a maneuver. Soon, the numbers told a more terrifying story. What had once been classified as a near-miss trajectory was revised again and again. First a safe distance of tens of millions of kilometers. Then revised to 5 million. Then down to under 2 million. And worse still, computer simulations revealed that if the object added just a fraction more velocity during one of its gas pulses, as little as 10 kilometers per second, it could shift directly into Mars. A nudge, a whisper of thrust, and the red planet becomes ground zero. What's more, the outgassing thrusts were perfectly aligned with Mars's orbital plane. Scientists realized they weren't just watching an object move, they were watching it aim. And then came the radar. NASA's Goldstone array, along with signals bounced from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, revealed metallic echoes from the body. Not the soft signatures of ice and dust, but dense, sharp reflections. Something inside 3 Atlas wasn't natural. And that was only the beginning. Amateur astronomers with high-exposure imaging soon began reporting strange anomalies in its coma. 3 faint green beams, converging toward Mars, pulsing in sync with the 17-minute gas bursts. Images flooded forums. At first dismissed as camera artifacts, they were later confirmed by independent observations. 3 Atlas wasn't simply ejecting gas. It was projecting. At this point, whispers turned into speculation. Avi Loeb, Harvard astrophysicist known for proposing interstellar probes like Oumuamua, published a bold paper. His conclusion: 3 Atlas might be an engineered probe. The data was stacking up, and the natural explanations were running out. But the question wasn't just what it was. It was why Mars? If it strikes, the consequences are apocalyptic. With an estimated mass of 10 billion tons traveling at over 57 kilometers per second relative to Mars, an impact would unleash energy equivalent to more than 2 million megatons. Thousands of times the most powerful nuclear detonation in Earth's history. The crater would stretch 60 kilometers wide, debris would be ejected into orbit, and some fragments could even escape Mars entirely, potentially intersecting with Earth's path in years to come. But destruction might not be the endgame. Mars is unique. It is humanity's second home of exploration, littered with rovers, orbiters, and decades of climate and life detection experiments. It holds frozen lakes beneath its crust, possible microbial biospheres hidden beneath permafrost. And if 3 Atlas carries organics, spores, or, as some suspect, engineered biology, then the event might not be an impact at all. It might be a delivery. Mars wouldn't be destroyed. It would be seeded. James Webb's next scan deepened the mystery. Among the gases trailing behind Atlas, scientists detected synthetic polymers, molecular chains resembling plastics and carbon nanotubes. These aren't the kinds of structures that form naturally in a comet. These are engineered materials. Alongside them, isotopic anomalies in hydrogen and carbon that don't match anything in the solar system. Evidence that 3 Atlas may not have originated here at all. And then came the message. A cryptography team at the SETI Institute attempted something radical. They translated the trajectory itself into binary. Using velocity, closest approach, and orbital vectors as data points, they compressed it into sequences. What emerged wasn't random. It contained structured intervals, atomic numbers for carbon, oxygen, silicon, iron. The building blocks of both life and machines. And embedded in those numbers were prime sequences, countdown markers. In other words, the object's flight path might itself be a message. A message written not in radio signals, but in motion, in timing, in presence. If it impacts, that's one kind of sentence. If it misses, that's another. Either way, the event itself is part of the communication. As impact projections narrowed, scientists noted something even stranger. The new trajectory crossed directly above Elysium Planitia, a geologically young region on Mars with bizarre symmetrical formations and concentric ridges that echo Fibonacci patterns. At its center, a depression 3.5 kilometers wide containing silicate crystals that pulse infrared light when struck by solar radiation. A natural feature or a beacon? Was Mars already marked as a rendezvous point? The final days brought even darker revelations. Seismic instruments on Mars detected magnetic pulses repeating every 17 minutes, the same rhythm as Atlas's gas bursts. But they weren't coming from space. They were coming from inside Mars. From Cerberus Fossae, one of the most unstable regions on the planet. It was as if Mars itself was responding, echoing, awakening. By then, the idea of impact no longer seemed physical. It was temporal, symbolic, resonant. The pulses weren't random. They formed sequences matching Fibonacci spirals, the same mathematical fingerprints found in DNA coiling, in galaxy arms, in seashells. Atlas wasn't just arriving. It was synchronizing. And then, the most chilling discovery of all, high-resolution scans of Atlas's vapor trail revealed molecular chains resembling RNA. Not identical to Earth's, but structured, replicative, alive. And embedded within them were encryption-like sequences, musical intervals, Keys designed not just to survive but to interact with intelligence. Life, not as cells, but as language. Now, as Atlas closes in, the final alignment is upon us. Mars, Earth, and the Sun forming a perfect triad, with Atlas intersecting the axis at the precise moment of solar transit. The same alignment echoed in ancient monuments across Earth. Stonehenge, Teotihuacan, Nabta Playa. As if humanity has been unconsciously preparing for this convergence for millennia. We thought we were tracking a comet. Instead, we may be witnessing a ritual. A performance scripted into the very geometry of the solar system. And as Atlas takes its place, Mars may not be destroyed. It may be activated. Because in the end, Atlas didn't come from Mars. It came for Mars. And maybe, it came for us too. And so we're left with one question. Was this an accident or an invitation? Because if Mars is about to be struck, then so are we. Not by rock, not by flame, but by the truth.